Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history, yeah.
The truth is so hard to find. With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong. I got you on my mind, but something's been done wrong. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of, dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you. Dream
Like the attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like Kung Fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, and I just want it.
Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself.
Oh baby, if you ever need a helper, you should know that I'll be there day and night. Nobody else can love you better. I'm here just to treat you right. You're the reason I'm alive. You're the only pain I can endure. And when you're not here, you're my dream, but I just want it. Yeah, I just wanna. I just want it.
Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself.
But I just want it.
Deep inside I knew from the start, you my bunny, I'm your Clark. From now to eternity I give you all my heart. We are meant to be, it's clear to see. My love is bigger than I thought. I got everything I want when I hold you with my arms. The others don't matter, my love and my pleasure, the key to my treasure. Whatever's the weather, day up and night with you till I die. How many times for you I'ma try? Want you to notice the one and I know this. Perfect soulmate, I wanna show it. My best friend, she saved my life, my happy end in hard times.
Oh baby, hug it to myself, hug it to myself, hug it to myself. But I just want it.
Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself.
I just want
Okay.
it.
Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself.
Oh baby.
And I need you to survive. She said, boy, I want you to walk right, so I can give you one more chance. You're only living in your damn head. Yes. Without you by my side, I can't survive.
your eyes the moment you looked at me. From across the room, those eyes kept following me. Something popped in my brain. Now baby, only you I see. Feels like I'm going insane, and only you can save me. Feels like I'm drowning in ocean's blue. Baby, come on, baby, baby, come on, let's go. I'm losing control over lights in this space. Keep jumping around, all I see is your face. But you're moving closer, no time to escape. Your hand on my shoulder shoots me into space. And I can't deny how badly I need you now. 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 You take away my breath now, boy. Don't you dare steal my heart now, boy. I know you're something that I'll enjoy. Move a little bit closer now, to some place where there ain't no crowds. I wanna get to know you right here and now. I got trapped in your touch the moment you took my hand. Led me all the way to the ocean sand. You told me don't worry as the moonlight glared. I pulled you in close, whispered I'm not scared. I'm losing control, the lights in this place. Keep jumping around, all I see is your face. But you're moving closer, no time to escape. Your hand on my shoulder shoots me into space. And I can't deny how badly I need you now. I need you now. I need
the right of attack, Leo Baptistao and Gerard Moreno, who will be the front two for the Budgies tonight. What a difference between the atmosphere in the Bernabéu we're seeing now, Graham, and what we saw at the Camp Nou just a few hours ago.
This home crowd is fired up for any number of reasons. It's a divisive day, we have to say that in Spanish culture. They're decrying anybody who's against their Spanishness, but they also know the champions desperately need a win to clear up this hiccup they've got at home, a win to try and cut the distance between them and Barcelona league leaders.
It's Sergio Ramos floating one forward, and it might fall for Isco. And what a save from Pau Lopez, absolutely crucial. 23 seconds when that floated ball came in from Ramos. The defence looked a little bit dodgy. It's a great stop from Pau Lopez.
One of the great revolutions in playing style here came when Diego Lopez replaced Iker Casillas under Jose Mourinho. Diego Lopez is on the bench tonight, can't get this man Pau out. Whenever you and I commentate on him, his great calling card is one-to-one saves. Whites of the eyes distance, did it again there.
Magnificent work from young Pau Lopez there to frustrate Isco, who was through, bursting between Lopez and Hermoso. Lively start from Real Madrid, one or two nerves for the Budgies. Can Espanyol regroup and survive the onslaught of the opening minutes? This is Rafa Varane linking with Modric, who loses out, just getting a foot in there. Marc Roca, Aaron, misplaced ball, picked up here by Toni Kroos. Now Nacho, Kroos once more. Kroos complaining to the referee. There could have been a handball. The referee waves play on. Varane was quickly back to cover the danger that was threatened there by Gerard Moreno. Casemiro picking out Sergio Ramos. Toni Kroos, Madrid getting the ball to the German very often in these opening seconds. Ronaldo linking with Nacho. Ronaldo on the overlap. Nacho sees him. Ronaldo taking on Sanchez. Slips it back to Isco. Tries a shot. No problems for Pau Lopez. A little bit telegraphed there from Real Madrid in the end.
One of the big things, Simon, that this Real Madrid side has to cope with tonight is that two of their biggest attacking weapons are missing, and I don't mean Bale. Carvajal and Marcelo are both extraordinary. I don't even know whether you can call them fullbacks. They're overlapping, but the damage they do up high, the crosses into the box from three-quarter length of the pitch, they don't have that in either Nacho or Ashraf tonight. That changes the way they attack this Espanyol goal.
Well, it's a big night for Achraf Hakimi. He's been just on the verge of the squad all season. Gets his start. Here's that 22nd ball into the box from Ramos, and you can see the reaction of Isco. He knew he had a gilt-edged chance there. Varane picks out Ramos. Now Toni Kroos. Varane again. Modric leaves it. Moreno calling for his fellow players to help him in the pressing up high. Here's Kroos trying to see a way through, and he wins a corner. It's blocked in the end by Leo Baptistao. It's the first touch of the Hispano-Brazilian.
One of the few in this Espanyol team who've had the savoury taste of winning at the Bernabéu with Atletico, but he had a full 5 minutes of that after coming on in a 1-0 win.
Toni Kroos to take the corner he's just won for Real Madrid. Pau out of his line, punches clear, it falls to Asensio. Didn't quite catch it as he would have liked, and well, Pau at least cleared the penalty area, but he was under pressure from Ronaldo and it fell to Asensio. Didn't think twice on his left foot.
As well as his right fist punching the ball clear, his attitude there was right, Simon. When you come for that kind of corner against a team that can head well, that gets up well, you clear everybody out.
Here's that early chance from Isco. He's trying to place it, isn't he?
Doesn't show. Pau does not show. He waits and he waits and he anticipates and doesn't move until Isco has opened his hips to use his right foot to shoot past Pau's left, and that's when he pounces.
That one came off Toni Kroos. There'll be another opportunity for Sergio Sanchez to take the throw.
There's been models to learn from, Simon. You and I have commented on Valencia and Betis coming here and either taking a point or winning. And what they did, each of them, was keep the ball well. Espanyol must learn to do that.
Casemiro to Modric. Modric avoids the challenge from Marc Roca, and a free kick given in the end. Roca, product of the excellent Espanyol youth system, getting stuck in early on tonight. Ronaldo wins a free kick. The referee very close to the action there, and it was Mario Hermoso with the challenge. It's quickly taken. Here's Nacho, back to Toni Kroos. Kroos almost automatically looking for that right side. He picks up Achraf, helped out by Isco. Isco took a knock in the process. Here's Kroos. Nacho to Asensio, whips it in low. There were no white shirts there. It's another corner for Real Madrid. Marc Roca with the clearance. Asensio takes it quickly. Here's Nacho Fernandez, headed clear. And he wins it straight back again, or thanks to his anticipation. Asensio, Baptistao helping out. There's a battle there for that between Moreno and Asensio. Isco, the cross to the far post. Ramos puts it back, and it's gathered by Pau Lopez. It's been a very, very lively start from Real Madrid.
I don't mind insisting, if Espanyol are going to be imprecise, either when they're tackling and they don't come away with the ball cleanly, or when they have possession, then they will suffer tonight. Simple as that.
Well, these first 6 and a bit minutes, they're suffering, that's for sure. It's picked up by Ramos. He finds Casemiro, back to Varane, who quickly finds Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi to Luka Modric. Toni Kroos in a bit of space. Nacho sees Isco on the overlap, and Isco can't quite get away from Lopez, who clears. Moreno battling with Ramos and losing out. Casemiro giving instructions to young Achraf on the wing. Ramos, Kroos again. Toni Kroos. Nacho to Isco. Isco looking for Ronaldo. Just misjudged the bounce of the ball there.
Interesting to watch Darder wipe his face, wipe his forehead of the sweat that he's feeling already. He is, if you like, the Isco of this team. He's the one. Javi Fuego must organise, must keep the line, must dig players' performances out of themselves. Darder is the one who can link, which means an awful lot of hard running and hard work and intelligent play from this man on the ball right now.
Well, he's forced to play it back to Pau Lopez under pressure. Lopez sends it deep. Moreno got a little touch. It's advantage Ramos there. He plays it back to Keylor Navas. Navas in no great hurry. Here's Varane to Casemiro. Casemiro getting away from Moreno. Now Isco turns, plays it back to Casemiro. Toni Kroos once more. There's Nacho. Asensio. Toni Kroos. Modric being harried by Marc Roca. A bit more space here for Kroos. That's a good ball to Nacho. Nacho's cross, high and firm, and headed clear. Only as far as Luka Modric, though. Now Ramos. Kroos again. It's well blocked by Sergi Darder. Ball in the control of Rafa Varane. Modric. All the possession for Real Madrid in these opening 9.5 minutes. Nacho stumbles. Darder takes it off him. Baptistao, I should say. Moreno ahead of him, and the offside flag is up.
Double sloppy. Baptistão knows Gerrard has gone offside. Gerrard has time to wait to bend his run. Runs far, far too soon. Very easy for Casemiro and Varane to see it. Offside.
Isco on the ball for Real Madrid. Finds Modric in the centre circle. Flick over the head of Moreno to Toni Kroos. Ramos picks out Achraf. Gets a second opportunity. It falls for Modric. Modric to Ronaldo on the edge of the box. It's well defended by Baptistão. Toni Kroos wins it straight back. Here's Ramos. Intercepted by David Lopez. Knocked out by Roca. First time back to him by Javi Fuego. Now they're finding Aaron. Fuego once more. Dada there calling for the ball. He wants to be involved. He wants Espanyol on the ball a little bit. Return pass from Sergio Sanchez. Javi Fuego back to Dada there. Madrid a very solid block, and the Espanyol players can't find a way through as yet. Here's Aaron. Aaron's cross and headed clear by Rafa Varane. Pressure, Achraf, and he sends it a bit too firm, but not prepared to take any risks on the night of his debut. Espanyol enjoying a bit of possession here. Ball comes to the feet of Sergio Sanchez. Baptistão makes a move to the right. Sanchez again. Kroos got a touch to it, very nearly fell to Ronaldo. Javi Fuego playing it back to Lopez. And Mosso picking out Aaron. That's a beautiful little turn. Dada there. Ramos with the interception. Now Varane. Isco deep in his own half. Looking for Ronaldo. It was an ambitious ball and easily blocked. Here's Moreno. Javi Fuego. Fuego to Baptistão. Intercepted by Varane. Casemiro quick to pick out Modric, who floats it through the middle towards Asensio. Blocked by Hermoso. Throw into Real Madrid. Luka Modric, no respite for Espanyol. Toni Kroos. Isco. Back to Kroos. For Varane. There's a chase for Achraf, who keeps the ball in play. A lovely turn. Headed clear by Hermoso. Fell to Moreno. Espanyol creates something on the break. There's a chase for Baptistão. All the advantage to Keylor Navas.
Just as an interesting objective spectator, you watch Achraf playing a big game like this in a difficult situation where the three fullbacks are injured. And he started well, winning the ball. Nice cross there. For a young lad whose heart must be beating twice as fast as normal, lovely surge of confidence the way he's begun this match.
Pau Lopez with the ball. Ronaldo just unable to control it. 14 minutes on the clock, and the atmosphere in the Bernabéu is electric. Moreno gets his head to that. Ahead of Nacho. Ramos covering. Plays it back to Keylor Navas.
Actually, Simon, is it worth just a little bit of goodwill from our part towards Dani Carvajal, one of the most indestructible, hard-working and enjoyable footballers right now in La Liga? A fixed man with a Spain side, and a virus has hit the wall of his heart, and the hopes are that he'll recuperate quickly, but it's very debilitating, very sad to hear about.
Toni Kroos picking that one up, gets into the area, lays it off to Isco, can't find a way through. Moreno can't control that. It was firmly struck by Marc Roca. Casemiro. Akraf again. Sergio Ramos. Nacho. There's Isco. Back to Nacho. Modric leaves it for Casemiro, who's dispossessed. Jurado just about held on to it. Jurado once more. All the way back to Hermoso and back to Pau Lopez.
Big incentive for Jurado. In theory, particularly when they're on the ball, he's supposed to be the 10 behind the two strikers. Came to Madrid age 14, looked like he was going to make it, had the talent, for one reason or another, didn't. He's found his feet under Quique Sanchez-Flores, who really likes him. He's an appreciated player at Espanyol. Will he get a lot of quality possession tonight, Simon? Not quite so sure.
So far there hasn't been too much, has there? They're holding on pretty well, keeping their shape nicely, but you get the impression they're not going to get a very high percentage in the end of game stats in terms of possession of the ball. Here's Toni Kroos. Cristiano Ronaldo, now Isco. Rafa Varane. Isco, neat little touch to Casemiro, gets the return ball, looking for Ronaldo. Just a bit too firm for Ronaldo to get onto. It's hoiked away by Baptistao, and the only man there anywhere near the ball really was Moreno. Didn't quite get the touch he wanted.
I think we're seeing the congestion that teams know when they don't have Marcelo and Carvajal overlapping to deal with. It can be effective.
Here's Nacho driving to the byline, gets the cross in. Lopez got a foot to it. Baptistao puts the ball into touch. Quickly taken by Kroos. Gets it back from his captain, Sergio Ramos. Ramos again. Thought about shooting, then thought about trying to chip it into Ronaldo, and in the end did neither one thing nor the other. Here's Kroos. Asensio. Isco leaves it for Akraf. Now Isco. Return ball from Casemiro. Asensio finding Kroos. Neat little double 1-2 between them. Asensio finding Isco. He brings it under control. Akraf with the cross. And Sergio Sanchez just got enough of his head to that. Nacho battling. And I think Leo Baptistao wins the throw. It came off Nacho's heel. Well defended by Baptistao, but Nacho showing plenty of desire there too.
And this moment is emblematic of the whole night, when Sergio Sanchez somehow just bends his neck, gets his head away. I'm not seeing a replay of it, but that was at full stretch, just like Espanyol have been since the beginning of this match.
The referee having words with Sergi Darder, or vice versa. Toni Kroos to Luka Modric. Modric picking out Nacho. Now Isco. Isco looking for Ronaldo on the far post, just misjudged the flight there. And the Madrid midfielders have been looking for Ronaldo in the box.
It's nice to see that. We saw him at the beginning of the game sitting isolated and alone, like sort of Christopher Robin halfway up the stairs, isn't it? Is that the old A.A. Milne thing? And early on in the game, when Modric didn't release a howitzer, a long ball, quarterback pass, Ronaldo jumped up and waved his arm in fury, but give me the ball now. But he turned there. The ball from Isco was just too long. Turned. He was appreciative. It's nice to see both sides of the maestro. He is maybe the modern great outright goal scorer, if you want to separate him and Messi. But his petulance sometimes loses him French.
Sergi Darder brings it under control. Casemiro harrying him from behind. He does brilliantly to find Baptistao. Now Moreno, a bit of space has opened up. Modric got back well and just did enough to put him off. And Moreno, looking for where Leo Baptistao had been, plays the ball to Toni Kroos. Just a a hint there that Espanyol may be able to take advantage of this somewhat makeshift Real Madrid back four.
Certainly, Darder was pinned in by 3 white shirts. Should not have been able to get clear and find Gerrard the way he did. So kudos to the Espanyol midfielder.
Isco on the ball for Madrid, lays it off to Toni Kroos. Kroos through the middle. Well, that could have been left for the keeper with a bit more communication at the back. Instead, it's Isco on the ball. And Toni Kroos spreads it wide to the right back, Akraf. Modric. Ramos. Nacho. Asensio goes down under the challenge of Sanchez. And the referee has given a throw in. Toni Kroos. Finds Isco. Modric not quite ready for that one. Akraf first time in to Isco. He's surrounded. He manages to find Modric. This is Casemiro. Sergio Ramos. Ramos picks out Nacho. It was an awkward bounce. He managed to control it. Does well to get away from Sanchez. Gets the cross in. It's headed clear by Hermoso. Only as far as Isco. Isco to Modric. Driven low and driven wide. Goal kick. 21 minutes gone. Almost halfway through the first half. It's been all Real Madrid. Espanyol, I suppose they're going to be thinking, well, so far so good. We're under pressure. We're suffering. But Pau's only really had to make one first-class save.
It's absolutely true, but they need oxygen. They need to know that there's a way out of this, because this type of football wears you down. I back you in everything that you've said, but normally what you'll see is that Real Madrid, given the chance to sit on top of the opponent, will craft an opening. Asensio, Isco, whether it's Ronaldo's movement, Kroos or Modric. What you would begin to say is that lightning doesn't strike twice. We said the same against Real Betis. The atmosphere was completely different. Now they've had that jolt, the defeat at home. Now they know that they're sitting 10 points behind the league leaders. The imperative is to win, and Espanyol need to find more than this.
Looking a little bit unhappy at the moment, Cristiano Ronaldo. He certainly misjudged that one. He was up with it with Leo Baptistao. Get anywhere near getting his head on it. Throw goes all the way back to Casemiro. Sends it in the general direction of Akraf. It was a good ball in the end. Just 18 years of age, the Moroccan. And Ronaldo can't control that one either.
Controls his emotions, though. I take your point about how unhappiness is usually written all over his face. Not there, not that time.
Well, it's when he's at his most dangerous, when he's annoyed with himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. I sometimes get the impression that just spurs him on to even greater things.
Driven by fury.
Sanchez down the line. That was easy for Ramos. Here's Nacho, back to his captain again. Moreno goes in to press Ramos, who sends it high and deep. There's a chase for Isco. And, well, he got the better of Sergio Sanchez there. And has won himself a corner. Sanchez just a bit complacent there. And Isco did well to win that corner. Plays it short. Ronaldo. Cross to the far post. And a brilliant save from Lopez. It was Sergio Ramos getting on the end of it. Intelligent football from Cristiano Ronaldo. Fine save.
I'm going to tell my find the dope story again. Liverpool always said to their players, when there's a break, when the ball goes dead, bad teams rest, good teams come awake. 3 times now Madrid have taken a throw-in or set plays very, very quickly. Ronaldo dropped deep. Nobody came with him that loud in the room for the left foot cross, and so nearly the opening goal.
Kroos with the corner, headed clear by Moreno. Only as far as Akraf, who finds Isco. No, he doesn't. Intercepted nicely by Javi Fuego. Nacho back to Luka Modric. Casemiro. Nacho. Ronaldo calling for it just outside the penalty area. Sergio Ramos has stayed up with him. Casemiro. finding Asensio. Asensio cutting inside, clips it with his left foot. Brilliantly controlled on the edge of the box by Isco. And Pau Lopez smothers it, and I think would swallow it if he felt it would gain Espanyol a little bit of relief.
He's an inspirational figure, driven on by keeping Diego Lopez at bay, a very, very good keeper for Real Madrid, Sevilla and Milan. And Pau Lopez is last bastion of defence, but athletic, agile, brave, clever, heck of a keeper.
Some neat defending there by Rafa Varane, reminding us once again what a classy centre-half he is. Moreno blocking the attempted pass by Toni Kroos. Is picked up by Asensio. He gets it back from Akraf. Modric. Ronaldo. Superb control from Ronaldo to get away from Baptistao. Runs into trouble though. The clearance only gets as far as Modric. Now Kroos. Isco.
It's odd because he's a bit Baptistao. He just dropped. He just went down without having seemed to have been an off-the-ball clash. I certainly did not see any. It just takes an accidental knock, Baptistao, doesn't he? From his own player, I think, from Sanchez.
Yeah, it gets
such
Sanchez
a little
elbow.
And I think the damage has been done because I think it's right on the nose. Yeah, when that's jarred right in, your eyes water. You think your nose is going to fall off and your eyes are going to fall out. So no faking there, poor fella. It's always worse when you're injured by your own guy, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah, that's smart.
Because the indignity
no
hurts
about it.
twice as much.
Just had a little attempt to pull Ronaldo back. Ronaldo powers away from him, and there's the incident. And you can elbow to nose.
You can read Baptistao's brain, can't you? I'm never tracking back again. This defending nonsense is dangerous. He's been done by a famous guy, because Sergio Sanchez, first time he ever reached my consciousness, when Espanyol were beating Real Madrid 1-0, and he ended up in a fight on the touchline with David Beckham, Beckham said he'd pulled his hair. Sanchez said that he'd been insulted by the England captain, and all went off, and Espanyol beat Real Madrid. So Sergio Sanchez, a man with a past, and he's just done Baptistao.
Real Madrid on the ball once again. Rafa Varane square to Sergio Ramos. Here's Toni Kroos. First time to Ronaldo. It's misplaced by Ronaldo. Kroos has to work to make sure he gets there. Ronaldo. Modric. Asensio was calling for it. He chose Isco. Isco thought about the shots and just giving enough time for the block, and it'll be a throw. There's
a tactical point I really like. You and I both know that Zidane has encouraged his players to shoot from distance, shoot early, to try and find the goals, to see if the keeper drops it, if there's a rebound. But it's a policy, and it's something they do really well. And look at the way that Fuego and Darder in particular, there's a block going on, not simply to block one-on-one, but to stop there being a chance for Real Madrid to slide it and for somebody to run onto a long-distance shot. Quique Sanchez Flores, a title winner here in this stadium with Real Madrid, has done his homework.
Luka Modric avoids the challenge of Moreno. Isco wide to Akraf. In comes the cross. A little bit overhit. Baptistao. Well, a risky one there. Finally headed clear by Sergi Darder. Moreno challenging with Casemiro. Goes down as a rueful look at the referee. Wave play on. It's hard work for Espanyol. They're almost at the 30-minute mark. There's still no score, but they are working hard and suffering. Here's Ramos to Casemiro. Now Toni Kroos. Ramos finds Ronaldo. Neat turn from him. Lovely ball into Isco. This time there's no mistake. Isco makes it 1-0. Slides it smoothly under the body of Pau Lopez. And Cristiano Ronaldo turns assist giver as Madrid break the deadlock. 1-0.
You made the point. The guy who's the goal machine for Madrid is the assist giver. And Espanyol didn't learn their lesson. At that last corner, he dropped short. Nobody went with him. This time he dropped deep. Nobody went with him. And as he picked up the ball, I was thinking, that's the first time he's really had proper space. And you don't even give him that much. The ball's lovely. He's not. I don't think he's praised much for his subtlety or his invention or his generosity, but he showed all those qualities there to send Isco away. And at that stage, one-on-one again, you think maybe Pau's going to pull off the save. He doesn't even look where Pau is. He toe pokes it early in the hope of catching Pau out, because he knows last time the keeper anticipated him.
Well, to give him his due, as you just have done, Ronaldo, it's just an inch perfect pass. Isco doesn't have to break stride. It's perfectly placed for him, and it's 1-0 to Real Madrid, to the relief of Zinedine Zidane. Let's see how the Budgies respond. Well, playing himself into trouble there, Aaron. And a chance on the break, Asensio. Ronaldo screaming for it in the middle. If the ball's well weighted as it is, Ronaldo! It just didn't quite drop as quickly as he wanted. He was looking for the top corner and just got underneath it a shade.
Sensational pass again. And at that stage, it's the lift he tries to get to swerve it. He's looking to get his left foot to cut across it and go further across the face of Pau into the opposite goal. He doesn't quite get up, doesn't quite get the spin, and Zidane knows it was a difficult art, because he does a little jig of frustration on Cristiano's behalf. Very expressive team, Madrid. If only there were extra points for that.
Luka Modric looking for Ronaldo once again. He's chasing it, can't quite keep it in, but he gets the applause of the fans behind the goal there for the effort. That was a ball he was never going to catch.
Are you calling that a Hollywood slide, that he was looking for the applause from the fans? Because if you are, you're a very wise man. You know your football. The ball was long gone, and I'm the last one to take the mickey out of Cristiano Ronaldo, but that was definitely one for the gallery. And why not? That's a toe poke. That's a deliberate toe poke, and he doesn't look up, so Pau can't see him waiting. It's just that little bit early, perfect timing.
Madrid really with the wind in their sails now. Hermoso wins the throw for Espanyol and trots back into his position.
Let me harp on a point. That was a five-a-side goal. You know, where Isco made his fame in futsal down in the Costa del Sol, playing in tight spaces. When you've got even less space than in 11-a-side professional football, you craft any way to finish. That's what that was.
They're just unable to take advantage of Batistao's quick pass there. It's picked up by Toni Kroos. Now Isco. Toni Kroos again. Nacho. Isco once more. Comes inside Baptistao. Toni Kroos offers support. Neat little ball from Nacho to Isco again. Sergio Sanchez shadowing him. Casemiro looking for Ronaldo. He brings it down with his chest. It's a fine save from Pau Lopez. Point blank. Neat turn from Ronaldo. The shot a bit too close to the keeper. And storming forward is Jurado. He's got Moreno in the middle. Sergi Darder making a run. And whilst he was looking up and thinking what to do, Casemiro picked his pocket. Here's Asensio. Lays it off for Nacho. Calls for the ball again and gets it. Toni Kroos. Madrid just momentarily taking a little breather. Asensio. Nacho. Isco. Modric. Isco again. With Casemiro. Sergio Ramos. Sees Ronaldo's movement once more. And Roca was there to get in ahead of Van Klaaf. And Roca puts it directly into touch. Throw into Real Madrid.
Look how quickly the ball boys, all through the game, the Madrid players haven't even had to look for the ball. The ball boys know that it's... Again, I use like a five-side game where the ball is in play off the wall all the time. If the ball goes out, the ball boys are ready immediately with their own football, saying, let's move, let's see if the opposition have gone to sleep. Now, fair tactic, and the opposition need to learn it and be aware of it.
is Sergio Ramos. Toni Kroos. Nacho. Back to Isco. Kroos once more. And he spotted Achraf, or knew he'd be there. Looks very confident, the youngster. Then comes the cross. And somehow they get it away. Darda, neat little turn to get away from Casemiro. It came back to him off Modric's his chest a little bit, fortunately. Baptistao brought down there by Nacho, right in the halfway line. A yellow card, an unnecessary one perhaps.
Definitely in that situation, given that there wasn't a lot of support. And it's that point about support that I want to go back to. When Darda is playing with the coolness of Busquets, bringing the ball down in his own box, turning, finding space and looking for a pass, there are blue and white shirts, 6 of them all around him, not moving, not giving that angle for a pass, nobody being brave, nobody even being alert and professional. And okay, what it ends up in is that break that's been curtailed by Nacho. Nice look at Pau. Pau never, that doesn't matter how many goals he concedes, every chance is a one-on-one battle, me and you. He's a warrior keeper as well, has been very agile. But Espanyol need to get the movement, and they're showing for passes much better.
A cross from Aaron, it's overhit. Baptistao will chase it, he won't get it though. Good ball from Roca to pick him out. And there's Quique Sanchez Flores. He was actually playing for Real Madrid the last time Espanyol won here, the game you mentioned with those goals from Jordi Lardin.
He was about to fall out with Fabio Capello, who was the incoming coach. They fell out irrevocably and he was sold on to Zaragoza.
Capello wasn't known to be a big fan of flamenco then.
We'll have to explain that remark. Quique comes from a very famous family. In fact, this is the Di Stefano game, isn't it? You know, Di Stefano was godfather to Quique Sanchez Flores, remains probably, irrespective of Cristiano Ronaldo, revered as maybe Real Madrid's greatest ever footballer.
That's a great ball from Sanchez, offside, but quite an acrobatic attempt to set Leo Baptistao through.
Quique Sanchez Flores played for Alfredo Di Stefano as his coach at Valencia. Isidro knew Alfredo Di Stefano, Isidro being Quique Sanchez Flores' father, who won the title here in, I think, a 4-year spell between 1961 and 65, playing for Madrid. When he came here as a Madrid fullback, Quique Sanchez Flores won the title too. You alluded to his mother, Carmen, and her sister Lola, who were 2 of the most famous film stars, TV stars, singers, flamenco dancers in the history of this country, right?
Absolutely, back in the day. And Flores now doing a fine job with Espanyol, but they're suffering tonight in a ground that he certainly would have felt was like home. Here's Toni Kroos. Nacho, he's got a bit of room and time, whips the cross in. They don't get it away totally. Darda there has to help it on its way. And Rafa Varane happy to let it bounce back into the Madrid half. Here's Casemiro. Sergio Ramos. Ramos to Asensio. Some brilliant movement in this Madrid midfield. Nacho back to Kroos. Modric. Kroos again. Spots Achraf, but doesn't quite hit the pass. It's picked up by Jurado. No support for him whatsoever, and he stands arms akimbo momentarily, just wondering what to do. It's been a hard first half for Espanyol, and they are suffering. It's just a task to get the ball over this halfway line. They've done it here. Moreno, well, that's a good ball into space if Aaron can get there. And he can't. Goal kick.
No blame attached. I think the ball, the direction was right, the turn. He saw the run just a tiny bit late and sent the ball half a metre too far. Lovely pass.
Beautiful ball.
Slide rule.
It's a great angle to see it from as well, isn't it?
Kudos to the third player in that scenario, Paul Burgess, the groundsman for Real Madrid, who turns this pitch out like a snooker table. And a lovely bow. once head groundsman for Arsenal Football Club, for many years now in charge of the pitch at the Bernabéu, and does a damn good job.
Ronaldo wins the corner. He was waiting for more movement as he sold the dummy to Sergio Sanchez. Gets a corner out of it. He's looking sharp, Ronaldo. He seemed a little bit out of sorts in the opening minutes, but I think that assist has got him really into this game again now. Both Nacho and Sergio Ramos, also Varane, have gone up for this. Cruz takes it. It's an in-swinger. It's headed clear by Hermoso, only as far as Isco. Toni Kroos. 5 minutes to go in the first half. He swings that one into the far post. Ronaldo got his head to it. Couldn't quite control the header. Goal kick.
It's going to be a theme for us going forward to try and work out how we can get this game a little bit more balanced. And maybe those listening tonight want to know where Piatti is. He's a gastroenteritis, out ill. He's the kind of guy who can not only carry the ball, show for the ball, but beat a man. And I wonder how soon Kike Sanchez Flores will be tempted to either move Jurado centrally or else reach for Sergio Garcia, who's still at his age got pace, experience, knows how to carry the ball. It feels like the type of player that Espanyol lack right now.
Just to remind you, on the bench for Espanyol, Diego Lopez, Marc Navarro, Naldo, Sergio Garcia, Didac Villa, Papi Diop and Esteban Granero. Another man with a Madrid past his Moreno. Well, he got the chance gifted to him on a plate and completely miscued the shot, and he's frustrated.
That's called vertigo without being at height, because he gets to a situation where he can't believe where he is and his attention is caught by, might I score here? And he makes a total hash of connecting with the ball.
Akraf with the cross. It came off the back of Hermoso rather fortunately. Isco keeps the move going. Now Toni Kroos chips it to the far post. Ronaldo was there, so too was Mario Hermoso. And it's another corner.
Vital jump.
Just
that body-to-body thing kept Ronaldo out there, because he's the bigger man. He's probably the better jumper. It's going over Hermoso all the way, but just backing into Ronaldo prevented it from being 2-0 with 3 minutes to half-time.
Toni Kroos goes across to take the corner just briefly. On the bench for Real Madrid, Kiko Casilla, Jesus Vallejo, Lucas Vázquez, Marcos Llorente, Borja Mayoral, Dani Ceballos and Álvaro Tejero. Kroos with the corner. Ronaldo up for it, didn't quite get the contact he wanted. Goal kick.
I think he's just...
I think he wants to get some goals. He knows that Leo Messi's got 10 already.
Expressed his disappointment, hasn't he?
That's one way of putting it.
But between tonight, with a right good chance, with an assist for Isco in the midweek game, and I'm in Germany where Madrid have never won in Dortmund before, 2 cracking goals, the menace, you can just taste the menace for the second half that's coming up.
Still to score his first Liga goal of the season, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's only his 3rd game, and he's tightly wound tonight. This one falls for Modric, can't quite bring it under control.
It's worth you mentioning the Pichichi though, Simon, because these things, one, do conglomerate and count towards the Ballon d'Or. And Ronaldo's made no bones about the fact that he wants that award.
Aaron with the cross. Casemiro didn't get it away, and it's off the post. I'm not sure in the end if it was Moreno or Roca with the shot, but Keylor Navas was beaten and very nearly getting right back in the game there. Espanyol, can they be hit on the counter now? Asensio, well saved by Pau Lopez. Ronaldo cannot believe that Asensio tried to beat the keeper at the near post when Ronaldo was free.
First time Madrid have made a mistake at the back, and Espanyol you have to give them credit for. We're seeing the replay now where Asensio is going to cut in and shoot weakly off his left foot. That's the left foot that was peppering the goal from all angles at the beginning of the season. And there you see Gerrard swivelling and just not getting his foot round the ball enough to put it between the outstretched hand of Keylor Navas and that post that he banged the ball off.
Well, that'll give a little bit of a feeling of some kind of possibility for Espanyol there if they can hold on till half-time. Meanwhile, it's Isco, lays it back to Asensio again. He finds Toni Kroos. Kroos picking out Nacho. Now Ronaldo swerves away from Dar there. It's well defended by Sanchez in the end. And there's a push on Baptistao by Nacho.
There's a push on Baptistao, but why is he there? You know, we can say, oh, isn't it fantastic to see Espanyol's, as the ball comes in, you see that little error now. There's a mix-up in Casemiro's feet, and Lopez is quick to turn and strike. So unlucky to hit the post, but maybe there's a touch. I think Keylor gets a fingertip.
I think he does.
Which is extraordinary. So Baptistao suffering, Sergio Sanchez down and suffering again, but Baptistao is giving a cover for Nacho that Sergio Sanchez should be willing to take on one-on-one on his own. And that means that although Baptistao can get kudos for being back, when the ball comes up front, that second forward isn't there, and Espanyol have no way out of the morass that they're in at the moment. I'd love to be in the dressing room and find out if Quique Sanchez-Flores has explicitly said to Baptistao, you need to work all the time as an auxiliary right back, because that cannot be the way for Espanyol to think about getting a point here.
1 minute has been added to this first half. It's Sergio Ramos on the ball. And now Rafa Varane. Isco finds Modric. Modric trying to avoid Marc Roca. Picks out Ramos. Neat little control by Ramos. Cruz to Isco. Isco finding Asensio. It's poor control from Asensio, but he makes up for it with that back heeler to Nacho, who overhits the cross. They do, however, win a corner, which we won't see because the half-time whistle has gone. It's 1-0 in the Santiago Bernabéu. The goal scored by Isco, and you have to say for Espanyol, they've had that one attempt that beat
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun, hear the rolls and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no, hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no, keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no, hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no, keep running. Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours at stake. look behind your back. Chase a light when the world is getting darker. I have a dream where love's the only side. So take my hand, join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers, standing in the shade. Going louder, we are all one color, standing in the way. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadows, shadows, shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers, standing in their shade. Going louder, we are all one color, standing in their way. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. We stay when the music plays, let it drop below, let the people sway. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing.
To make a match of this, simply for, as objective people, neutrals, our entertainment, somebody has to hold the ball, somebody has to draw Real Madrid into challenges, somebody has to occupy spaces and show for colleagues, I want the ball, give me the ball.
Well, it looks like he is coming on, and it looks like the man he's replacing is Jose Jurado. That's the half-time substitution made by Quique Sanchez Flores. Well called, Mr. Hunter. Is it fair to say that the best thing about the first half for Espanyol is that they're only losing 1-0?
I took a slightly different position in that. I pick up the things you've said throughout the commentary, that they've been at the game. They've been working extremely hard. They have never been dwarfed. They've kept Madrid to chances that have been really well created. It hasn't been a walkover. It hasn't been a flood. The only point you make is that you and I have seen the teams coming to either, the biggest stadiums, whether it be the Calderon or specifically Camp Nou and Bernabéu. And if you kind of cling on to the bigger club's ankles, then sooner or later you're going to take a heel in the face. And, holding on to 1-0, playing the way they were, wasn't going to win them the point that they're after.
There's been a second change by Quique Sanchez Flores as well. Marc Navarro has come on to replace Marc Roca. I'm wondering if that means that Aaron might just push up a little bit in front of Navarro. We'll have to wait and see. Navarro, of course, normally plays on the right-hand side of defence. But we saw that change too, so a double change made by Sanchez Flores. Meanwhile, Isco on the ball for Real Madrid. We'll be thinking they perhaps should have tested Pau Lopez a little bit more. He made 3 or 4 good saves in the first half, but of course Gerard Moreno had that chance that beat Keylor Navas in the final 5 minutes of the first half and came back off the post.
You're dealing with a principal subject, no matter how well the 3 teams that have taken points away from here this season, and like you point out, who thought after the way the 2 Super Cups begun?
There's Nacho, good cross in, just too high and firm for Ronaldo. A crowd back to Modric, who steps over it. Isco, it was blocked. There's a claim of handball. Play on, says the referee. Darder plays it out to Garcia's first touch, and Baptistao does very well there. Garcia back to Sergi Darder.
Sensational by Gerard. Modric does the dummy to let the attacking player come on and fire cleanly at goal. And Gerard, who's the centre forward, make no bones about it, has tracked all the way back and done the type of thing that people skip when they're really under the cosh at big grounds. And he has just, in my view, saved Espanyol from going 2-0 down.
Toni Kroos on the ball, finds Luka Modric. Now Asensio. Isco. And that one goes out for a goal kick. So Marc Navarro playing at right back, and Sergio Sanchez has moved in a little bit to play just inside him.
It's a more natural position for Sanchez in my view. I think it also reduces the difficulty he has with pace. And just to finish the point I was making, when Madrid began by beating Manchester United in the European Super Cup, by thrashing Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup, who'd have thought that, as well as Cristiano looking for his first league goal, this is them looking for their first home win, and we're in October.
Moreno on the ball for Espanyol, hits it straight to Casemiro once, then again, picked up by Garcia. Lovely ball into Baptistao, hesitates a bit, tries to lay it back, maybe should have shot, it falls for Moreno, brilliantly defended in the end by Ramos. Continuing on, it's Javi Fuego. Ramos quickly across to challenge him firmly.
It's very, very easy, I accept, to be a Monday morning quarterback, but it was with his left foot that Gerard Lopez smashed the ball off the post, and when he approaches that ball as it bounces back from Baptistao's deflected attempt to find Sergio Garcia, he has to hit it first time off his left foot, and as soon as he didn't, he gets gobbled up with the Madrid defence.
There's Sergi Darder swinging that one in, no problems for Keylor Navas, who decides to send it long. And well, despite the applause from Isco, it's not exactly thrilled the home fans at the Bernabéu there. There's Baptistao looking up, but there was very limited space for him to try and thread that pass through.
And a tiny bit sort of let him off the hook for Lopez, in that referee Gonzalez did a little catch me if you can with him before he approached the ball. Maybe if the referee hadn't been in his way, he'd have hit that first time on his left.
Cristiano Ronaldo to Kroos, nearly caught by Baptistao. Well, that's not the greatest ball to Varane either, picked up by Sergio Garcia. Darder. Tremendous opportunity here, and what a save from Navas. Marc Navarro with the shot, and all of a sudden, I don't know if Madrid have come out a bit more relaxed.
So, I mean, you take a look at how when Espanyol had the ball, Baptista, who I complained was playing as an auxiliary right back, it's very clear that they've got a 4-3-1-2. It's certainly the case that there are two strikers, so Gerrard and Baptista are harrying Madrid, closing them down, and that's why they picked off this chance.
Well, Nacho was nowhere near getting back to cover Marc Navarro there, who just cropped up and wins the corner. It's swung in, and one in the air by Sergio Sanchez, but from that kind of posture, it was always going to be difficult to hit the target.
How can you expect him to do a Russell Brand impersonation and score on the same night? I think that's unfair.
It's a goal kick to Real Madrid. Positive first 5 minutes from the restart for the visitors. It's picked up here by Hermoso, trying to catch Keylor Navas by surprise.
Trying to extend his point that you have to challenge Madrid when you come to their home ground, and you have to say to them, instead of saying we must cover Nacho all the time, or Marcelo, or here's the chance, there wasn't anybody offering, it had to be the shot. Even Baptista accepts that it wasn't a cut inside moment.
Yeah, I think his first touch just let him down a little bit there, didn't it? But certainly sending the right kind of messages to Real Madrid. The opening few minutes of this second half from Espanyol.
And with two strikers, they're just saying to the back four and Casemiro, you're not going to have it so easy to go past us, we're going to challenge you high up.
Isco brought down there, wins the free kick from that challenge by Aaron, a man who Madrid showed some interest in.
Do you remember he had a very good game at the Camp Nou? You and I commentated on him, and although they were outclassed on the night, he learned some things, he showed some talent, he's very athletic. For about 65-70 minutes he looked like a right prospect that night.
Keylor Navas. No great rush from him, he plays the ball out to Ramos. Toni Kroos has dropped back deep to collect this, gets the ball, the return ball from Asensio. Here's Rafa Varane to Isco. Back to Varane. Now Casemiro. Picks out Nacho. Clatters into Sanchez. Finds Modric. A burst of pace from Modric. Dips it into Ronaldo. Misjudges the jump. Just looks, again, I said this in the first half, a little bit out of sorts, Cristiano Ronaldo.
A bit glum. I think, in all honesty, he's used to, if you look at the two fullbacks, Marcel, particularly Carvajal, but also Bale, they set him up with a conveyor belt of chances over the last few years and over the last few weeks in particular. And I think he knows that if he's not quite feeding off scraps tonight, it's not normal silver service.
One in the air by Moreno. Casemiro did well, but commits an infringement, and it's a free kick in favour of Espanyol, much to the disbelief of Casemiro, but you can see the foot very high there as he went into challenge with Sergio Garcia.
Bruce Lee nodding in approval there.
Played back to Hermoso. Lopez out to Darder. Darder seeking to set Baptista free, and again the two strikers there putting some pressure on Navas. Here's Ramos. Problems there for Toni Kroos. He responded quite well in the end, didn't he? Modric now to Asensio. Akraf sprinting down the right in a bit of space. Cuts in, gets the ball onto his left foot, now onto the right, and wins a corner. It's well defended by Aaron, but another corner for Real Madrid.
Can I point out that if that had ended in a goal, Simon, then that would have been up there with some of the great football we saw with Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, starting with the cheekiest little piece of play by Keylor out of his own box, Kroos's diving chest down, and then a move to the other end of the ground. That was pure entertainment.
In comes the corner, and no problems for Pau Lopez. He looks for a quick option to release it. Finds Baptistao, but good tracking back there from Asensio. Aaron inside to Javi Fuego. This is Lopez. Moreno does well there, showing his strength to hold on. Sergio Garcia whips the cross into the far post, and down goes Marc Navarro. The referee not interested. Gerard Moreno looking for explanations from his teammates, but there's a change in this Espanyol side.
That's an absolutely lovely pass. I cannot believe Espanyol haven't been screaming for that, because there's no contact with the ball. The shove by Nacho, there are occasions, certainly if that's at Espanyol's ground, where the referee is thinking long and hard and scratching his chin before waving away any claims. Lovely play by
floats high over the bar.
And right on cue whistles. Just the atmosphere has been absolutely brilliant. As we say, for a cocktail of reasons, this has been ebullient, this has been behind the team, this will help settle any player nerves after the 3 bad home results this season. The instant that as you say, the tone of the match changes a little bit, just a couple of whistles.
Sergio Ramos there, giving the captain's instructions to the rest of the team. Certainly Quique Sanchez Flores has had a good half-time with his players, because we've seen more from Espanyol in these first 10 minutes since the restart than practically in the whole of the first half. A foul given by Darder on Casemiro.
A foul given because Baptistao flops the simplest control when, if it comes to him and he takes it in turns, they're in brilliant space. The ball bounces around and the foul is made. Just a waste of possession by
Ronaldo trying to put Asensio through. He found himself obstructed. The ball going through into the control of Pau Lopez. Is Aaron. Javi Fuego, now Sergio Garcia does well there to find Moreno. Being harried from behind by Varane. And Mosso picking out Sergio Sanchez. Now Darder. I think Darder's feeling a little bit more important in this second half, asking for the ball a bit more. That wasn't the best from him though. Isco, Toni Kroos, Ronaldo in the middle. Kroos goes down, Navarro wins it cleanly according to referee Gonzalez. Wry smile from Toni Kroos. Here's Aaron. Good ball. Sergio Garcia disappointed with himself for that poor control. Throw into Real Madrid, quickly taken. Off his chin, then his arm, I think. There's the earlier challenge from Navarro on Toni Kroos.
Still looks like a foul to me.
Looked like a foul to Toni Kroos, I think, as well. Here's Nacho. Well defended by Sergio Sanchez. It's yet another corner, however, for Real Madrid.
This is where the, talking of silver service, this is where Madrid had the upper hand on teams here last season. That connection, Kroos, Sergio Ramos, or Kroos, Ronaldo, which they reject tonight. It's a surprise to me.
Look at Modric, he's going to try a shot. And it was always going high.
My point is, it was metronome service from the corner spot, even from free kicks too, from Kroos to the 2 great jumpers in this side, Ronaldo and Ramos. And now is the time when a goal turns the tide right back to the defending champions, and surely that's a training ground idea that they worked on there, but it didn't come off, and it doesn't, to me, make sense given how they performed at corners last year.
Surely the greatest jumper on the pitch would be Aaron. Falls to Akraf. Brilliant turn from Isco, picked up by Sergio Garcia. Modric can't take it off him. And Casemiro powers his way beyond Gerard Moreno, who responds with a foul. Free kick to Real Madrid. Casemiro gets his apology. Not too much in it.
Vicious foul, or was it? Very clever by Casemiro to collapse because somebody touched him on the forearm. But fair play to the referee.
Ramos back to Keylor Navas. We've just passed the hour mark here in the Santiago Bernabéu. And the longer this goes on at 1-0, the more Espanyol are going to feel they've got a chance of sneaking something, and the more the nerves will start to be felt around this ground. Moreno claiming for handball, play on, says the referee. Aaron gets his head to it ahead of Isco. Some neat beach volley there between Javi Fuego and Aaron. And it's snuffed out there by Sergio Ramos. Ramos urging the team forward. This is Isco now. So full of confidence on the ball, Isco. Gets it back from Akraf. Now Toni Kroos. Asensio. Ronaldo didn't catch it. Hooked away by Aaron, but the whistle has gone for offside.
You take a look at how things are going, and I'm not certain Zidane will immediately be worrying about what do I do next. He has big options, and Ceballos showed in the last game with a couple of cracking goals away at Alaves that he isn't just a man of temperament and talent. He has that eye for goal, and that's something that undoubtedly Zidane will think about tonight. The other one is that, as well as Ashraf has played, Lucas Vázquez has played at attacking wing back, right back, if you want to call it, and adds so much threat. Particularly, he's one of these guys. Must hate the idea of super sub, but contributes when he comes on. These are two changes that I think will begin to be rattling around Zizou's mind right now.
Well, at the moment he's looking on calmly. Espanyol still making a better show of things in this second half, and Toni Kroos wins the throw there and takes it quickly again. Aaron perhaps too concerned about complaining to the linesman than actually following what was going on in that point you made about the speed of the ball boys.
Two balls being offered instantly. That's great. That's what spectators around the world watch the Liga for, to see great players being given the ball quickly, whether it's by a teammate or a ball boy.
Casemiro wrong-footing Toni Kroos there. And Moreno deciding that one wasn't worth the chase. He's put a lot of work into this 62.5 minutes. And if it's not a good percentage possibility for him, he's not going to chase it. I think that's what he decided there.
It's a great point. I remember Freddie Canuti at Sevilla telling me, like, in England they ask you to run until you're ragged, no matter the quality of the ball. Here in Spain they allow you to use your football intelligence. Lovely point you made there.
Sergi Darder played on quickly by Baptistao. There's a chase for Baptistao. He's got the legs over Casemiro. Varane covering. Moreno was in the middle, and Varane, whether he knew too much about it or not, had managed to shadow Leo Baptistao and frustrated his attempted cross. But once again, Real Madrid looking a little bit exposed there at the back. Here's Asensio. Toni Kroos. Good ball. Akraf back to Isco. Varane just lost his footing there. Navarro, there's another one for Moreno for Baptistao to chase. Brilliant from Keylor Navas. Absolutely superb anticipation.
The last 120 seconds have said a lot about why Madrid were champions last season. Number one, you're right, let's not ascribe Franco Baresi talents to Varane. His biggest virtue was he didn't give up, and he had the pace in a foot race to get there. And the second one was that the keeper, absolutely, Keylor Navas knows that ball must bring out the sweeper keeper in him, and he gets there first. And in the meantime, Madrid up the pitch,
Yellow card for Sergio Sanchez, a rather clumsy challenge on Asensio, a challenge that he had to make. He'll take that one quite happily for the team, I think. No idea whatsoever of going for the ball.
He has a teammate there just saying to him, I had that covered. Captain's ball that was. Sergio, as you say, Sergio Sanchez thought this is a must take for me, this is for the team, but the captain said, no mate, I had that.
But again, that's the kind of bad decision you take, because the quality of someone like Asensio when he gets on the ball in a situation
because you've been
like
run
that.
ragged all night, because you're tired and you think just a millimetre more slowly than you should.
Neat little combination between Akraf and Asensio. Now picks out Toni Kroos. Isco driving at Mark Navarro. Back to Kroos. Thought about a shot there, Kroos, and in the end puts it well wide. Smattering of applause from the Bernabéu.
They adore him.
Not joined in by Cristiano Ronaldo, who's looking frustrated.
Maybe that's not his job. And here we see just that moment where look at how he gobbles up the ground. Varane starts off second best in that race, but gets there. Love your expression about him not necessarily knowing everything about it, but the competitor says, I'll be there.
Ramos wins it. Here's Casemiro. Now Isco turning away from Darde, picks out Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo with Kroos on the overlap, who overhits the cross. Goal kick. And what a difference in the atmosphere in the Bernabéu between now and about an hour ago.
It's true they were triumphalist. I think they felt that this was a guaranteed 3 points. The win in Dortmund obviously gives a massive surge of optimism.
And what a chance this was for Mark Navarro.
Good angles, I'd say, by Keeler.
Yeah.
Navarro maybe isn't a born finisher, and that may account for the fact that it didn't end the net, but you have to say about the Costa Rican keeper is that almost whenever he's called upon, he is hungry, ready, and his positioning there was absolutely perfect. And judging by not only Sergio Sanchez's face, but the way he's pointing at his knee ligaments, Espanyol may have to make another change. Yeah.
Well, the options they have are Naldo, the Brazilian centre-back, signed from Krasnodar over the summer. They've got Pape Diop, Esteban Granero, Didac Villa.
I've thought, now there's, I don't know if this was a substitution they were in the process of making already, but I'd be very surprised to see Granero taking over at full back. That must mean a move into midfield for him, I would say.
Well, it's Sanchez off and Granero on, so we'll see presumably Navarro playing out-and-out full-back with Lopez and Hermoso in central defence, and Esteban Granero. Well, just to add a little bit more control perhaps in midfield.
The pirate he was known at, wasn't he?
That's right.
And also a very bright man, a man who loves cinema, loves to read, very fluent English from his short term there, and liked, yeah, liked by the fans who once saw him, like Jurado, I suppose, as a prospect to come through and play from the factory La Fabrica, the youth system here. Great gentlemanly behaviour by the fans.
There's Asensio, and the shot, I think in the end, took a deflection off Mario Hermoso. Either way, it was neat play by Aaron until he gave the ball away. And Casemiro was quick to put Asensio through.
Is that his last moment of the night? Kroos.
Toni Kroos replaced by Lucas Vázquez. Well, Kroos has worked well. It's been a good performance from him tonight, as usual. Maybe 4 stars instead of 5. But
it's interesting, I agree with you, and I think that while it's right to roll the dice, while I was singing Lucas Vázquez's praises, and I meant it, Kroos gives you order. It's a big thing to give away with 20 minutes of the match to go at least.
Sergio Garcia, good ball to Moreno, didn't quite catch the cross. He wins it back off Ramos, And somehow Nacho managed to get enough contact on that one to frustrate Baptistao. An un-Ramos-like error, very nearly costing Real Madrid the equaliser. Here's Isco, meanwhile. He's got Vasquez outside him, first touch, and just mishit the pass. David Lopez says thank you very much. Here's Sergio Garcia again. 1 or 2 wobbles now in this Real Madrid over the last 10 minutes or so.
But outstanding anticipation by Nacho. Not simply the job he did once he got there, because that had goal written all over it. They say here, goal cantada, a goal that everybody was already singing about, and Nacho somehow got there in time. Unbelievable.
Ronaldo's taken advantage of Darder's slip. Asensio looks up, cuts it back for Isco. There it is, 2-0. Isco gets his second. You cannot afford to give balls away like Sergi Darder did there. And Real Madrid, I think, just saying enough is enough. You've put us under a bit of pressure. There's 20 minutes left. We're here in the Bernabéu, and we're not going to let you get away with that kind of football. 2-0, Isco with his second.
First point to say, it gives all the more value to what Nacho did in preventing it being 1-1 about a minute and a half ago. And secondly, as soon as the game was stretched, the cracking, clever players found space. The ball is lost there. Yeah. The ball inside is unfair.
It's a bit unfair for me to
it's unfair
blame
that it's given him
that.
But as Ronaldo lays it out, the cutback is so clever, because everybody knows that Ronaldo is wanting it. He doesn't particularly celebrate this goal, but Asensio, rather than crossing to the back post, which is what the Crown Prince of the Bernabéu expects to happen, the cutback means that all the Espanyol defenders are going the wrong way, are running towards Ronaldo. Isco gets time enough just to bury that in the corner. Clever by Asensio, superb by Isco.
It was Esteban Granero whose loose ball didn't quite get picked up by Sergi Darder there.
We both know that in big games, substitutes do that. They come in and they're not quite at the pace of the game. And his pass was wrong by about maybe a quarter of a metre, and it got picked off.
And Madrid make you pay for those kind of slight deficiencies. Good work there from Garcia, getting away from the youngster at Chaff, and the pass, it wasn't quite read by either Moreno or Baptistao. A smile of relief on the face of Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos. 2 balls on the pitch to the dismay of the ball boy. Moreno wins a corner, and the Bernabéu
Why
is
wouldn't
bouncing.
we love you? Why wouldn't we love you, this thing?
Well, Ramos can thank Nacho for that. So close to going 1-1, and now it's 2-0. Well held there by Navas. Solid goalkeeping.
It's a keeper I absolutely love watching, I have to say. He's involved in the match all the time. Bright man. You wouldn't call him like a Van der Sar or like perhaps a Ter Stegen, a sweeper keeper, but like maybe a younger, improved version of Iker Casillas, and that's why he fits here.
Good work from Nacho. Now Isco is Akraf. Good debut from him. He loses out there to Sergi Darder. Gerard Moreno. Javi Fuego back to Aaron. Sergi Darder again. Baptistao peeling off to make a run. Darder can't see a way to find him. It's intelligent play from Moreno to pick up Navarro. Granero. When he's taken a knock there, Sergio Garcia, the whistle goes. It's a free kick, but he stays down. Just got stamped on there, Sergio Garcia. There's that moment of difficulty for Sergio Ramos. And here,
look at Ronaldo's run to the sprint to the back post, and he's helped make the goal. That's 2-0. That's probably the match, but I'd have to say, without being cheeky to him, I think he was disappointed, even when the ball hit the back of the net, that it wasn't him doing so.
He did give like a half a fist pump, I think. Granero with the free kick. Ramos watches it over the line, under pressure from David Lopez. 2-0 to Real Madrid. Just over 15 minutes still to go in the Bernabéu. Probably think advantage there to Pau Lopez. You probably think a Cristiano Ronaldo goal's just about all that this game needs now.
Well, there's that. I definitely agree on that point, but you know, I was just doing my research pre-match, and Isco got 3 braces last season. He's never scored a top-level professional hat-trick. There's, what, 16 minutes left? That wouldn't be half bad.
Well, let's see if he's capable of getting that. Certainly at the moment, Real Madrid much more comfortable than they were in the first 15 minutes or so after the restart. Pau Lopez collecting that. Lucas Vázquez putting the pressure on. Here's Lopez. Granero, Darder. Just taking the foot a little bit off the accelerator here, Real Madrid. Not quite the urgency we've seen from them, certainly in the first half. But as you said, 2-0, looking quite comfortable with a quarter of an hour to go. Having only collected 2 points so far this season. That was a loose ball from Varane, picked up now by Sergio Garcia. Stretching to reach it, Gerard Moreno. He wins a corner. Throw in.
Mistakes sequentially by Ramos, then Varane, but each of them active in winning it back, correcting their error. It's the mark of champion competitors.
Here's Aaron. It's a firm challenge from Casemiro. Aaron goes down, and the referee's got the yellow card out for Casemiro.
No question. Studs out right through the ankles, out of control. The laws of the game say that's automatic booking. Isco's never scored a professional hat-trick. Casemiro has never been sent off professionally.
That's a firm challenge indeed. As you said, studs up, gets a touch of the ball, the left leg comes through in a scissor movement, brings the player down. Don't think you can have too many complaints about that decision. Good refereeing, I think, from Gonzalez tonight. When we don't mention the referee too much is usually a good sign. Particularly
given that he's the referee who at Deportivo La Coruña allowed a push on the face of Shraf by Sergio Ramos and then sent him off in the last minutes. So it'd be nice to see him complete his tasks tonight with that red card. He's done very well right through.
Sergi Darder, his Granero. Aaron calling for it and getting it. Trying to release Sergio Garcia, but mishitting the pass. Throw into Real Madrid. Well, that's a brilliant angle to see this goal from, isn't it? Just placing it where he wants to.
Kudos to the new rules as well, because under football rules as we grew up with, 3 Real Madrid players would have been offside and the goal wouldn't have stood, but you can absolutely see the sense in allowing that goal.
Here's Ronaldo. It's a heavy first touch. Ooh, he's a little bit annoyed with that one. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying to Hermoso, but it was Ronaldo's poor first touch that led him down.
Yeah, a shove and a little kick. You picked this up right from the first moment when you commented on him sitting on the stairs alone. Throughout the game, he's looked snappy, he's howled at the moon. He needs a goal, he needs this league goal, and it does matter to him that Messi's in double figures and he's still stuck on 0.
Messi's on 11 Liga goals after today, I believe.
It's not the worst form you could ever imagine, is it?
In comes the cross, no problems at all for Keylor Navas. And the chase back for Sergio Garcia. Akraf. Isco to Luka Modric. Sergio Ramos gets it back from Nacho. Asensio to the recently booked I was going to say Casemiro, it was of course Varane. Here's Lucas Vázquez. Cross is blocked by Mario Hermoso.
Apropos of nothing, I bet you Julian Lopetegui, the Spain coach, watching this is saying to Zidane, please take Isco off. They've lost Carvajal, they lost Andres Iniesta today, on and then off, injured, won't play for Spain. No Morata.
Modric took a deflection and went wide. Pau Lopez completely wrong-footed. That one poleaxing David Lopez.
Not pleasant. But kudos to the strategy which has prevented Real Madrid doing that all game until minute 79.
Came off his shoulder rather than his face there, I have to say.
It looked that way.
Isco. Vázquez making a run down the right, still Isco. Asensio. Isco. Oh, and it came off the back of Lucas Vázquez. Modric keeps it going. It's blocked by Baptistão. And the ball goes out of play. Applause from the Bernabéu for the effort put in here. Lovely control on the chest. Vázquez just a couple of steps ahead of the ball. There's Luka Modric inside the last 10 minutes. Lucas. Isco. The nearest head there was Ronaldo's. It falls to Asensio, claims for handball. The whistle's gone, and it's going to be a goal kick for Espanyol. Ramos, exchange of opinions with Mr. González.
Ramos is definitely just, look, I'll let you away with that this time, but don't do it again.
There's the ball in. And there's the control from Isco, absolutely breathtaking. And what Lucas tries to do is pretty special too. Didn't come off for him.
Didn't please his captain either. Ramos right behind him saying, "Fella, that was mine."
20 shots from Real Madrid in the 81 minutes that have been played so far. And we're going to see Luka Modric replaced by Dani Ceballos. Applause for Modric. I'm sure there'll be applause for Ceballos as well, who made that excellent debut up in Mendizorroza against Deportivo Alavés, scoring a brace.
He's earned this. I would say that possibly he's a very confident and pushy young man. I'd imagine he might have been saying for about 10 minutes now, Coach?
Cristiano Ronaldo, neat little back healer to Nacho, who is penalised. Just catching Mark Navarro there.
Glad that the referees are not going to act more, but I've seen referees booked for that, and that would have been...
You can find his data there, isn't it?
Second yellow for Nacho had it come to fruition.
Javi Fuego inside to Granero, turns away from Isco. Sergio Garcia back to Fuego. Just makes such a difference, Sergio Garcia, when since coming on in the second half. Just look like a more creative team, don't they, with Garcia there. Granero too. Good footballing brain. Is Aaron. First time into Moreno. First touch let him down there. And it's Dani Ceballos. Quick to feed Isco. He's trying to get away from Darde. Leaps the challenge superbly. Finds Ronaldo. And what a brilliant challenge that is from Hermoso, who's been massively impressive in this second half. Ronaldo stays down, I think, more in frustration than anything. That was a brilliant challenge.
And he got the ball absolutely cleanly. He didn't take any of Ronaldo. If he's injured himself, it'll be a slight surprise to me, just like to you.
Here's Lucas Vázquez. Firm challenge from Moreno. He needed help, but managed to get it away, and Vázquez penalised. Just caught Gerard Moreno there, I think, on the follow-through.
This moment where Isco sprints past Darder is a trick he didn't used to have in his book. It was always going past people with a dribble, and because of the change in him physically under Paul Clement, Carlo Ancelotti, he can now race past Darder and hold him off, which completes his transition to a world-class footballer.
Dani Ceballos on the ball, just over 5 minutes to go, and the 3 points for Madrid looking fairly certain now. Casemiro, Nacho, looking for Ronaldo. Hermoso clears. Lopez, the whistle's gone, and Cristiano Ronaldo, the body language is that a frustration, really, isn't it?
Disconsolate.
I think on that occasion he might not have been offside, but the flag went up. Aaron, Granero, Javi Fuego, Lopez, Navarro. Credit to Espanyol, they haven't thrown in the towel. Darder, Granero leaves it for Aaron. Esteban Granero. Javi Fuego picks out Navarro. Here comes the cross. Ramos greets it. Casemiro wins it, even though Gerard Moreno claims that he won it with his hand.
So the assistant referee is looking straight at that. Gonzalez has helped. Moreno wastes time claiming for something that he isn't going to get, and what he allows to happen is and there's no, Casemiro has no idea where the ball is as it drops onto his hand. The referee's got that right. Moreno was trying his luck.
Javi Fuego takes that one off Dani Ceballos. Sergio Garcia, little flick, looking to link with Baptistao. He doesn't quite have the explosive pace that he shows over short distances in the first half. He's put in a lot of kilometres tonight. Isco on the ball for Real Madrid. Ceballos. Kraf. Now Lucas Vázquez. Dani Ceballos again to Isco.
€700 million buyout clause for Isco, Simon. If people didn't understand that before tonight, they do now.
Ronaldo drilling that one in, and it's a fine save from Pau Lopez. Lucas Vázquez just didn't get enough contact on it. Good ball in though from Cristiano Ronaldo.
It was there for him. I think if that's Ronaldo receiving that pass, that goes in. Lucas scores his share of goals, but he is not a born finisher, and that was there to be taken.
Esteban Granero, Sergio Garcia, Moreno. Javi Fuego leaves it for Darder. Granero. Navarro. Granero again. Bit of a hopeful one. Problems again for Ramos. Gives away the corner in the end and accepts the hand of friendship from Leo Baptistao. Corner to Espanyol. They haven't had too many of those.
It's one of the things about Sergio Ramos. He finds a solution any old how. When you're 1-1 in the 90th minute, when you fall over, make a mistake, he's a real competitor.
Granero with the corner. Too firm. Isco trying to cushion that one and losing out to Garcia. Goes down. Good defending by Akraf. Dani Ceballos finding Isco. Asensio. That's a firm challenge. Good work from Gerard Moreno. It's tracked back and now plays that one out to Sergio Garcia. Aaron to Esteban Granero as we near the final minute of the game. Granero, neat footwork, he finds Sergio Garcia. Gerard Moreno, decent cross cleared by Ramos. And Isco, little piece of delicatessen from him. Aaron holding him back. It'll be a yellow card for the youngster.
And we're going to see Borja coming on. Played splendidly up at the Anoeta. Scored a goal here in a friendly against Fiorentina already this season.
Just willing to try absolutely anything at the moment, Isco. And he gets his ovation. And it's a well-deserved one, a match-winning performance from Isco Alarcón. Applause for Borja Mayoral as well.
An incentive for those guys on the bench too. You see Llorente and Vallejo and Tejero, kids saying, this was Isco once, he was the outsider, he was the youngster, now he's the star of the show. There's my incentive to work hard, to learn.
It's not that long ago that one of the topics of debate was, will Isco stay at Real Madrid if he's not getting the time on the pitch? But he stuck it out and proven his worth, and is an automatic first choice now for Zinedine Zidane, if such a thing actually exists in this Real Madrid side. So much quality and depth at the orders of Zinedine Zidane. 2 minutes have been added. We're into the first of those. It's Ceballos combining with Lucas Vázquez. Casemiro, Lucas again. Just quite find Nacho. Fuego, it's won back by Ceballos. Powers his way beyond Sergi Darder, and in the end losing out to Granero. Sergio Garcia, and that's brilliant work indeed from Aklaf. An excellent debut from the teenager.
And above anything else, because the word about him and his defending for Real Madrid Castilla is he's still a little bit green positionally, but his attitude. He on the training ground has learned that in this Zidane's side, if you make a small mistake, you correct it and everything is even again. Hard work, good athlete, terrific debut.
Well, there we're seeing Isco's brace. The difference between these two sides, although to be completely fair, the difference is a little bit more than that, isn't it?
The difference between this and a bigger score has been Pau. Espanyol's goalkeeper has been their best man.
Akraf with the interception. Casemiro plays it out into the final seconds now. Asensio taking the ball forward, leaves it for Lucas Vázquez. Ronaldo wide to the right. Encroaching on the penalty area, gets the cross in to the far post, and we very nearly had a Sergio Ramos goal to finish things off with. But the final score in the Santiago Bernabéu, despite the look of disappointment on Cristiano Ronaldo's face, Real Madrid 2, Espanyol 0.